A little bit over 1 year ago. It's actually been this long. This fella here, for still reasons unknown, tried out RuneScape for the very first time. He has overcome great difficulty, faced the greatest evils of this world, and clearly cemented his position of the hero, and yet he barely has any clue what he's doing. Because my name is still 57 Batsibis, and I'm about to embark into my greatest adventure yet. Welcome to this random noob trying Dragonslayer. To be honest, I don't know why I'm so dramatic about this. I've been training all my life, all my RuneScape life that is. There is no way things could go horribly wrong from here on forth, no? Well, first things first, as per usual, bask in the glory of all the green lights shining in my quest log now. But all that euphoria is dampened very quickly once we look at the details of the task ahead. Not only is it the first medium-length quest, it also is the first with the difficulty experienced. And my track record suggests that, well, I have struggled with shorter and easier quests before. Very much, that is. And I guess this is the first time where I realized that my decision to now do all of this blind, without guides, and all by myself might have certain consequences. Really wild how that works. Which is maybe a good time to mention that this is not all. There also is a quest point requirement, which I obviously fulfill now, but there's a combat level recommendation. And given that this is me trying this whole thing, I definitely want to reach those points. Unsure if one really needs those, but I definitely do. And I can say that with 100% certainty, even though I have no idea what I'm about to do. Isn't that something? At least I learned something in the past 100 hours. But what follows now is a story almost as old as this series. I start killing these wizards for their runes, enjoy myself some synchronized seagull magic during my lunch break, and then taking care of some safety measures, do a little outfit switch and go back to the Black Knights to finally tackle the first recommendation. So now it's finally my turn to throw all sorts of colors into the rough direction of these rather colorless people. From a physics standpoint, of course. Anyways, all of that went on for quite some time, as there was quite the dopamine points to be made first. I only interrupted my grind to be part of a quiz show, and upon winning I was given the choice between 1,000 coins or a mystery box. And you see, 1,000 coins are 1,000 coins, but a mystery box could be anything, even 1,000 coins. Well, or it's a flyer. Guess I've made financially better choices before, but I've also made worse, so let's rather move on. And by that I mean let's keep on repetitively kill a never-ending armada of Black Knights. And I can't exactly explain to you why, but some part of me really enjoyed this. And another part of me learned that not everything that looks like a Black Knight actually is a Black Knight. But then there's also this moment where, with this very spellcast, I finally make it to 33 magic, and thus ending the first part of the grind, and also ending my very last RuneScape stream, which in itself is already reasonably sad, but now poses another issue. From here on forth, I have to do everything myself. And it actually took me a bit to find the courage to do so. But after all, there is merely only one checkpoint left, combat level 45, and we are ready to go. And looking at all these fancy numbers here, and all the beautiful pictures over there, my initial strategy is reasonably obvious even to me, I think. We will first of all focus on all these numbers that are pretty close to a threshold that allows me to at least upgrade my gear. It has been a while, I think. And once we've done that, then definitely another bridge will be crossing once we get to it. There's quite a lot of these bridges in RuneScape. But maybe a bigger question now is, what of these guys do I want to left click for the next, well, I don't really know how long this is gonna take. So making a good decision regarding my surroundings might not be a bad idea. And to now also give you a little benchmark, I have just hit attack level 30 and I'm now combat level 33. And I actually still don't really know what that means. Especially the combat level is something that the logic behind the system definitely has eluded me so far. All I know is that it sometimes rises when either my attack, ranged, or HP levels are going up. But it is 33 now, and I'll just take take it, as per usual. Not much else to do. That strength level up was one of those thresholds though, and I'm now a scimitar owner. This is mainly because I was told that there is possibly a better sword I could use, and given the fact that literally every single person has those, this has to be the right answer. And speaking of benchmarks, I am benchmarking my own skills here, and we now just left-click the right guy we just left-clicked with the other sword. As per usual, I'm not really sure if I see a difference, but I have higher numbers in my stats tab now, so that's something. And I'm pretty sure it works because, well, I don't know for how many times I've killed that guy now, but it's definitely time for a change of scenery, as pretty much discussed earlier. Because even though it is reasonably early already, I have this feeling that the scenery changes might be the most exciting thing to happen in the near future. Well, of course, besides numbers go brrr, and currently they are doing that in the cave with the many weird doors. I always knew I'd be back here one day, and it was also reasonably crucial because it was in this very room where I realized that not only are the opponents somewhat easy to kill, but they also make the decision to attack me by themselves. And there is upsides to this behavior. So let's say you are a reasonably lazy person, would never be me, and you're currently on a reasonably long grind, which I'm slowly but surely starting to figure out here. This now puts you into a situation where you could possibly just AFK in the middle of the room and the game kind of plays itself. Well, that is until you run out of fish and subsequently kind of run out of health because of that. But as they say, a man's mind stretched by new ideas may never return to its original dimensions. I also think no one actually says that, but it is some quote that kind of makes sense because I will definitely be using this strategy from here on forth. Well, after scenery change, of course. Given that my current theme seems to be revisiting old places, this one's definitely not it with the amount of zeros I'm hitting. Then I started hunting in the wild and I finally tackled one of these unicorns. Scenery-wise, this is definitely very favorable, but efficiency-wise, this is really not it. Also, there's still something in me that just can't see the death animation of a horse. So I kept wandering to never-before-seen places, in the form of this hilltop with a bunch of very chunky opponents. And despite the height difference, this is where I ascend to new heights, which is just a really uncreative way of saying, here I made it to level 30 defense. And I can now wear adamant armor, and also 36 combat, which is now definitive proof that, given I have to reach 45, this is definitely gonna take some time. So I better get going. And what I mean by that is very obvious, I think. I finally bought myself the adamant armor that I am now able to wear, the fitting adamant sword I already have, so there's only one thing left to do. Go back down here into this wretched place and kill an ungodly amount of zombies, all the while not even playing the game. And thanks to this incredible you don't even have to play the game while playing the game mechanic, I was making incredible fast progress actually, without even touching the game. Here for example I do the spaghetti technique. That has nothing to do with RuneScape really, it just means that I actually cooked spaghetti at this very moment, while also grinding my levels for Dragonslayer. God, this game is amazing. And wouldn't you know, only a few hours of slaying zombies later, my cookie clicker career comes to an end. Because after hours of mindless tedium of actually not doing anything, we made it to 45 combat. And I'm by the way not kidding that this genuinely took me hours. I don't know if it is supposed to take this long or if I did something fundamentally wrong. The odds are definitely given here. But if this nearly gave us just a hint of what's about to come, I definitely can't wait.